Hey guys, I am Joke and also I'm sick, and here I am today showing you a really good strategy that I have been having a lot of fun with in Chapter 6, Season 1, and also showing you how the swords are a lot better than I first thought they were yesterday. Yesterday I thought they were just good for mobility and sucked at fighting, and I was wrong. And I'm going to show you a video of my replay of how to do this strategy and how the swords are good. Okay, firstly, the strategy is fairly simple and it relies on getting... Why is this map not working well? Oh well. The way the strat works is by getting the twin halo AR from the train, and that's the only place you can get it. The train spawns always in this bottom left corner each match, and by the time you can even land, it's over here in Brutal Boxcars. Typically people will go there and get it right away, but I just let them do their thing and I land on top of this mountain and get a couple weapons, and when I get those weapons I can just hump off into the tunnel, go straight onto the train, or I can wait in the tunnel, get a few chests if I have enough time, and then I go and attack. Okay, so we come over here and get this chest and those healings, and if you look over towards the other mountain, there's another chest over by that rock, and once we get that we can go down into the tunnel and just attack whoever's on the train. Luckily in this game no one was on the train for some strange reason. I crashed Fortnite replay for like the 5th time in this video. I never use Fortnite replay. Oh my goodness, it's time to open Task Manager and force close Fortnite. Try again. Okay, I'm back at the replay. So, after getting the chest, you make sure you slide on the right part of the hill, because I frequently will slide on the wrong part. You can look on the map and see where to slide. And I'll go up here, and sometimes I'll just wait for the train to come by. Sometimes if I have enough time, I'll loot some chests in the tunnel. And here I was waiting to see who was there and to laser them. And I saw that they were dead and the chest was already open. So I'm assuming someone shot them off from a distance and didn't manage to get onto the train. And now I have the AR and I'm going to use it as a SMG, which is very fun. Okay, and around this point is where I get off of the train, and this time there was some people here that I had to run away from, unfortunately. Normally I'll just jump on the launch pad that this guy jumped on and run away, but I waited a little bit because of that. Then I'll go to this little house over here and get the chest that is in it, and sometimes a floor loot which I can heal off of. And then I'll go over to this launch pad, and there's also 2 chests which I used to heal from underneath here. And then I'll take the launch pad and then I'll go up somewhere else. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, take the launch pad and I'll get up here and I'll take a car. In this game there was another car behind me, but I just completely ignored him. And I go over here to this lake, and there's this giant geyser, and I use that geyser to fly on over to Demon's Dojo. See how high it takes you? It's so fast. It's pretty cool. So just go over here and then you can get the boss. So in this game when I got to Demon Dojo, I started fighting someone and then he ran away. And over here I'm trying to find heals for the storm, and he comes right over here and I have to fight him. And I'm like, nope, I'm not dealing with you right now. I don't have the health nor the guns. I'm shockwaving out. And I shockwaved away, and I think he got shockwaved so far that he just died to storm or something. I never ended up getting the kill credit for it. I'm not sure what he did, but I ended up staying here and healing and then fighting the boss. Okay, so what I end up doing for this boss fight is I'll use my good AR to deal damage to the boss, but then in the parts where she's being held up like a doll, I'll use a separate AR that I don't care about, which I end up using this blue AR. So that way I can actually have bullets in my magazine to shoot it. For some reason, the replay file's not showing properly where he is. But I'll have my gun, bag gun, shooting at the eyes, and then once he lets go of her, I'll use my good gun to shoot at her to deal as much damage as I can, like this. And when I see a lot of the, yeah, it's lagging, replay files being funny. It looks like I'm shooting at nothing. Yeah, and then after this I healed up some, and then I grabbed the loot. I don't grab the SMG though, because it's not that great in comparison to the AR, because the AR can be used as an SMG and long range, so I just left it there and only took the medallion and the Oni mask, which both are very good. Over here I found a car, and I found this water sprite, and I wanted to get a water boon, which is really good in this season for healing. It can heal you up to 75 shield plus your normal health, so it's really good. And over here I noticed that somebody was on the train, and I had like no ammo, and I decided, you know, I want to go fight that guy because I need ammo, and preferably a shotgun, so I go chase him. Okay, over here is when I noticed that he is not in the train and that he's over here on this hill. I hit him with my car, and this thing is replays loading, not loading, lagging, and I smacked him a few times with my AR, and I was like, okay, let's see if I can surprise him behind him, and then that's what I did. I came up behind him, and it didn't work because it glitched, but that's okay. I teleported back, and then I come up to try and surprise him, and I'm using an auto shotgun, which I don't really like, and I end up deciding to use that attack, and it just broke through his builds and completely surprised him, and I just annihilated him with a sword. This is where I started thinking, you know what, this sword's actually really good. I can break through the wall like that, and most people aren't ready for that to happen. And over here, I was low health. I did not have a good shotgun, so I was like, nope, I'm not fighting this guy. No thank you. So I just ran away over here. And this is where I heal in this lake because the water boons are that good. I can heal so much in them. It's super cool. As you can see, I'm healing all the way up to 75 shield, and it's great. I absolutely love the water boon. And this comes to the final part of the strategy, which is getting this guy over at these islands, and he gives a really good sword. And I wasn't honestly even going for him for the sword. I was going for him for his medallion, which allows you to sprint infinitely, and it allows you to become invisible when you're sprinting. So the strategy with this guy is when he slashes, you want to put some builds in between you and him, and you want to keep track of where he is at all times. Obviously, I can't see his outline like I can normally. I just use visual audio to make sure I know where he is. And while he's doing his attack, where he makes the ground attack you and other attacks, like, you can take advantage of him holding still. With regards to the skulls, you should build like a few ramps in between you, and then they just do nothing. And then I'm able to get his sword and his medallion. Honestly, the Fire Oni mask is pretty fun to play with, but this match I was like, you know, I want to stick with the other Oni mask. Here you can see how good this AR is, where I just literally laser this guy for a good amount. I don't know why the damage isn't showing it, but I did hurt him, and you can see the sound effect for that one. And then over here I really hurt this guy, but I didn't end up chasing him right away because I wanted to get to a better vantage point in close to the circle where I could attack him more easily. And over here I notice where he is, I fail a few shots, and then I go in with the sword and continue to find out how good it is. Now, it's really good for mobility. I used that ability yet again, and I made him take fall damage and get far away. I continue to chase him, and then I do the same ability, get through his build, and absolutely annihilate him, just slashing him normally. And this Void mask is just absolutely great, as everyone knows nowadays, and it's absolutely amazing for rotating and also attacking. And over here I continue to use the ability really good. I knocked that guy off and made him take fall damage, and he goes into the storm, and I later go to grab his med kit. At this point I wanted to get into a high ground and make sure I knew where the other enemy was, and I got up onto this build and realized he was right there, and I ended up fighting him with the AR for a bit, and then he teleports above me, and I was not ready for that, and I decided to try and get a better vantage point with the sword, and then I run around and realize that the other person is there also fighting. So I run away, figure out what I'm doing, and get some shields. Then I decide to go in and get some ammo, and shortly after this, I go into the attack. This is when I noticed someone was trying to avoid me, and seems like he was low. And he was indeed low. He was healing. I used the same ability to go through the wall and overwhelm him, just slicing him up, and he had no chance to shoot me. And then there's another person, and I was like, you know what? I don't like the fact that he is right here on top of me. I don't want to fight him right now because I want to have the element of surprise. I don't want him to. So I wait for the zone to state itself in a better area. Now the storm is in a better spot. I was planning on making a big area for me to attack him and have him go into some sort of box, and I just use the same strat again. But then I have the low ground. I use this to get up, and I use this to try and not take damage, and I ended up also knocking him off. Like, the range of that thing is insane. And that is the video on why the swords are really good, and a fun little strategy that has you starting at the train over here by this mountain, going to Demon's Dojo, and then wherever the island is. And have a good day, and Jesus loves you. Bye.